In this video we will talk about the gravitational effects of Nibiru, when its presence is noticed, for all humility on Earth. The U.S. governments have a detailed map of the most affected places in the U.S. and around the world. Subscribe our channel, we will reveal some information that you may not have known about. It is inevitable that Nibiru will cause damage to the Earth of biblical proportions. But there are places on Earth that will be less affected, that's a fact. Let's start with the USA. Unfortunately, it will be one of the most affected places. We can say that the USA will not be the same country during the presence of Nibiru. It is important to remember that these are nothing more than predictions. We are based on a map prepared by scientists from the U.S. Navy, together with researchers from NASA and the Vatican. This map was the reference base, in the construction of thousands of bunkers, by the world elite across the planet. The United States has the largest network of underground cities in the world, and will you understand why? There is literally a USA on the surface and another underground. The government will continue in office despite the large number of casualties among the general population. The forecast shows that 90% of those affected, due to geology and extreme weather. A few years ago, large government organizations moved from their original locations, however, the public never knew the real reason. This governmental shift went from the coast to the center of the continent. The CIA headquarters moved to Denver, Colorado. The U.S. Navy headquarters moved from the coast to the interior of the continent. The Federal Reserve Bank moved its branch from New York to Texas. All of these employees are actually close to their new bunker homes when Nibiru arrives and begins the apocalypse on Earth. According to calculations, Nibiru moves at very high speed. Despite its size, behind it carries a very long tail, full of meteors, asteroids, of different sizes, which will be launched towards the Earth. It will all happen very quickly and without warning. The world's population will see Nibiru in the skies. Soon after, the Earth will literally groan, like a woman in labor pains. At that moment Nibiru's orbit will be between the Earth and the Sun. For 3 days it will be the poisonous source of our days of torment. The fire from the core of the Earth will come out through all the escapes. In addition to the great darkness of darkness, the extreme heat will melt human skin. Due to the size of Nibiru's tail, it will block the sun for 3 days. The map of the Earth will change, the tides will be emptied. The whole world will change. The USA will be underwater. Where there was sea there will be land, and where there was land there will literally be sea. The great city of New York will not exist according to predictions. Most of Florida will not exist. Most of the East Coast will be underwater. Washington, D.C., will disappear. Only part of Texas, and a few locations, will remain. Near the beaches it will be a real disaster. West Coast, the coast will no longer exist. Los Angeles, San Francisco, will be part of the corals of the new sea. Mississippi will occupy a very large area. It will be a USA, completely different from the one we know today. Europe will be recognized by small islands. Entire countries will disappear. Israel and some countries in the Middle East will be the places least affected by Nibiru's passage. Furthermore, meteors will fall by the thousands, carried by Nibiru's cosmic tail. These meteors will fall very heavy and hot. It will not be easy to survive on the surface. At the same time, the magnetic effect of Nibiru will cause huge tsunamis, with waves 100 meters high, earthquakes, volcano eruptions. The forecast reports that there will be damage to nuclear reactors, which will cause radioactive contamination as happened in Fukushima, Japan. The living will envy the dead. This biblical passage will be fulfilled in these dark moments. There will be no electricity, no drinking water and no food. At these moments, Israel and some countries in the Middle East will be like Noah's Ark. It's a taboo subject, a U.S. government secret. But the truth is that Israel and some countries around it will suffer less with the arrival of Nibiru. Why? We will have to search the biblical scriptures to find the answer. However, recently the laws relating to military regime in the USA have been updated. A state of martial regime can be declared even if it is not in a state of war. Planes, ships, trains can be stopped. We know that the USA, Europe and the entire world will suffer with the arrival of Nibiru. Only Israel and nearby countries will have less impact. Could the reason be what the Bible calls it, the Holy Land? The land of the Lord's people. We have no answers, only government predictions. But the planetary change that Nibiru will bring in this next passage through planet Earth is very scary and terrifying. Subscribe our channel and activate all notifications. Thanks.